The three emperors were George V, King Emperor of Great Britain and India, Wilhelm, his cousin, who was Kaiser of Germany, and their mutual cousin, Nicholas II, Tsar of Russia. They were the men who ruled the great powers of Europe at the end of the 19th century and took them into World War I. They were related through decades of intermarriage, much of it engineered by Queen Victoria, the matriarch of Royal Europe. She was grandmother to two of them and grandmother-in-law to the third. And she believed that royal relationships, marriages and such, would bind Europe together in peace. I suppose a version of what we'd now call soft power. Of course, it didn't work out like that. In practice, the royal families of Europe were often abysmally dysfunctional. Wilhelm, for example, was a spoilt, willful child with the attention span of a gnat, desperate to make an impact on the international stage and very dangerously resentful of his English relations. Nicholas was shy, naive, stubbornly convinced of his own divine right to rule, and almost entirely unwilling to interact with the modern world at all. And as for George, well, he was shy as his cousin, dreaded becoming king, and really just wanted to be living in the country with his guns and his stamp collection, denouncing socialists. Of course, this shouldn't really have mattered, because nobody should have so much power that their own personalities impact so greatly on millions of others. But it was one of the tragedies of this period, which was otherwise characterized by things like industrialization and globalization and total war, that the foibles of a few kings mattered. In writing The Three Emperors, I've tried to come up with a different kind of royal biography, one which uses these men's letters and diaries to conjure up the strange, solipsistic, glittering little world that they lived in, but at the same time places against the backdrop of the larger forces around them. And I hope conjures this world with irreverence, empathy and freshness. I've woven into it the story of the lead-up to World War I, a war which would prove the concentration of all the most shattering and violent elements of the modern world that the three emperors understood so little. For them, it would destroy the fiction of their closeness, and it would end in betrayal, abdication, and death.